got that encapsulator on them. Let that sit there for a second. It's time to put the things back on the engine. To get that sucker to sit down where it's supposed to sit. Nut in there. And got the space that I was looking for. Yeah. Somewhere to put my grounds. But on this side, got a little adjusting to do. Not sitting completely down on that little surface right now. I gotta go down a hair. So be jumping up and down on it. That'll help. So let me get that together. Well, I do have the engine in place where I want it. I slid one of the headers on. See a little space between there. Slid one of the headers on. Well, of course it went right in on that side. But on this side, this is the header, the new header I just bought. I'm gonna have to cut that out right there and cut that out right there, because on this LSX engine, pieces of the head right here where these screws are, pieces of these heads are sticking that close to the headers. They're touching. So if I cut those holes in them and try to weld them shut some kind of way, like for instance, like this old one right here, it's almost like a half a header. And I don't really want to do that. That's a half a header. So off this set and that set right there, I think these are F-body headers. So this F-body header work where it's close to the brake line and it's close to the oil filter. But it's either cut this open or make that one work. I put some heat insulation around those two things that I just mentioned, the brake line and the oil filter. And another thing, you see how that here point up and that one right there is laying down? I guess a good exhaust man will still be able to put those together with some good exhaust. So, but that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about in moving this engine forward, and you know what that does? That also brings the transmission forward. And so with me having a cross member that was already made, it's a cross member I got from Summit. Well, make the long story short, I gotta make this cross member work on the tail. This is the tail shaft of the transmission. So I gotta figure out some kind of way to make that screw down. So that's where I'm at now. I'm gonna jump on the transmission and see if I can make that work. Oh, and one other thing. I don't have no luck. Yesterday, up there on South Cobb, in my new truck, I got hit in the back. Yep, it crashed me in my new truck. I ain't had the truck but a month, and it's already crashed. And I hope Buddy got some good insurance, because I just didn't like that. But on another note, that's a sour note right there. There's a sour taste in my mouth, man, because I definitely didn't want that to happen. But let me get back on this and see if I make something happen by putting that transmission down. I was able to go ahead and put that transmission down to that cross member. I end up just drilling the holes a little wider so they'll come towards the front of that cross member. And there you see that that big bushing sitting on there. So transmission is hooked in. Everything is right. Even though I slid the engine up a little, but it's still good. I had to put my headers in the ceramic coating shop. And so it'll be another 2 weeks. But until I'm waiting, I'm doing small things. I'm waiting on parts. I'm waiting on my fuel line fittings, and might as well go ahead and put these spark plugs in. These are the spark plugs I'm using. That's the part number for anybody want to know. Anybody might be running a system such as this. These are some pretty good ones. A little pricey too, but that's where I'm at now. I'm gonna go through my harness set, my Holley Terminator Max set. Using Holley for the first time, so I'm gonna see how that's gonna go. Okay, well, I'm wait on stuff, and when parts come, I'll get back to work. Okay, I see some parts done came in. I got some fuel fittings. Even got the filter. This is the second filter I'll be using. I think that's like the 44 Chrome. But yeah, got my parts there. I didn't get the extra fuel line, so I'm waiting on the fuel line to come. Then I can finish running my fuel lines and hooking them on up to the gas tank. Yeah, finishing up my fuel line, not finishing them up, continuing to work, brother. Getting ready to hang these filters and that fuel pump on the side over here. In this Monte Carlo, not much space. So what I'm gonna do right here, place where I just cleaned, I'm going to weld that bracket right there that I screwed the brace on. Weld this brace and bracket to the side of the frame right there. So let me see how that's gonna work out so I can run these fuel lines. Okay, let me show you how the fuel line came out and the welding. Okay, I got a fuel filter right there. It's connected to the fuel pump. And there's the bracket that I welded on now. And we follow that on around. And I got my second fuel filter right there. So yeah, it's coming along. I don't know if you can see the line going up through there. Gotta wire it up, of course. And of course, comes out here and connect right there. Step to the front of the car. It's gonna be hooked up right here. And that's gonna be the return. And I got it going into the rails. And that's the one coming from under the car. But anyway, got a new package came in today. Really ready for it, but here it is. Yes, sir. So to the next video. We'll see. Anybody want to buy a Monte Carlo hood? It's nice, straight, no dings. Everything is clean about it. Just let me know. One of the things that I'm working on is resize my spark plug wires. From go to these coils down to the spark plugs. I'm gonna need to readjust these. These are the ones that came off the engine previously. I'm readjusting those to make them a different size to go to that size. So they're going from that long to this size. So they'll come down and go between the header to the spark plug. Okay, well, that's where I'm at now. So let me get back to it and back to work.